frequently taking calls in conference rooms, and several times there were people, like I said, we were a super tight-knit group. I didn't want to miss the leads. So I had several times where one associate had like walked in on me just talking to sellers. But
is that a bad thing?
I mean, he doesn't want he doesn't want to know that I'm kind of screwing around in the job doing a side hustle.
Right.
Yeah, just took the leads from that direct mail campaign. Ended up buying a property. Actually, I don't know, Yavapai County, I don't know how far that is from Phoenix, but
It's pretty close.
It's pretty close?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like a few hours.
Yeah, so I talked to a bunch of sellers, managed those leads, worked them, threw them in an Excel sheet. That was my CRM at the time. And ended up buying a property out in Yavapai County. Called a realtor.
From Boston?
Yeah, from Boston.
Got it. I mean, I don't even know where I would buy properties in Yavapai County from here. So
Right.
All right.
Yeah, so there's software where you go on the software and it pulls up the parcel boundaries just like it would with a house, but with land, there's really nothing to inspect.
I know, but it's fascinating to me that you're in Massachusetts and you're just buying properties in Yavapai County.
Right.
So, all right. So you're sending postcards. They're calling you. You're taking the calls at your desk, and then you're just negotiating, or not at your desk, in the conference room.
Yeah.
So you're just negotiating those transactions from the conference room and like buying them, like cash, credit card. Like, how are you buying these land?
Yeah. So they were, to begin with, they were all super cheap. We still buy relatively inexpensive lots. So yeah, the first property was, I think it was a little over 2 acres. And one thing that I missed in the due diligence, it had like a very big sharp dip in the back of it. So there was very little buildable area. And so I called up some realtors, and I had actually a couple realtors who like said that I was crazy for even considering buying it. But kind of did my own due diligence on the property and made my own decision based on, it didn't seem like, even back then I had the intuition that these realtors didn't really know what they were talking about. So I kind of just disregarded their comments. I ended up buying that property, but yeah, I mean, the due diligence is super simple, super fast.
What'd you buy it for?
That deal I bought for $3,000.
And what'd you sell it for?
I think $9,000 cash.
Got it. So you paid $3,000 cash.
Right.
And sold for $9,000. Do you get title insurance on that?
That one I did, yeah.
Okay, so not anymore.
Well, right now, yeah, not anymore. We've got a team. Well, we do buy properties with title insurance.
Sure.
If it's at that price point, a lot of times we do have an in-house title team that does a lot of the title work, checks to make sure that the due diligence is done, and we actually close those in-house. But I think more than half of the deals that we still buy with title insurance.
How was so as far as closing on it, I imagine that was pretty seamless close once you already have it under contract.
Right. So
how was selling it?
Selling it back in those days was selling on Craigslist. So just posting, going on my computer, still using my work computer at work, posting on Craigslist, just creating a stupid listing, doing everything myself. I didn't have any VAs or anything at that time. So just kind of winging it.
How much were you making at that time at your banking job?
It was like around 130 a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So selling one of those isn't enough to make a dent. So what would you do after that?
So after that, I kept doing it on the side at that job. And over time, I actually ended up getting fired from that job. So the for is still unclear.
Really?
I mean, they were not super.
It wasn't a performance situation.
Didn't they catch you at the?
One of the directors caught me at a coffee shop twice, just on a weekend doing the side hustle. So they claimed performance. And
on a weekend?
Yeah, it was a weekend.
They caught you at a coffee shop on a weekend.
I probably should have done a better job, but
well, I mean, the fact that it's a weekend seems to me like you should have been allowed to be at a coffee shop.
Yeah, well, he snooped in on my computer. He's like he walked in behind me and.
No, I get that part, but why can't you be at a coffee shop on the weekend?
Oh no, I can. So I mean,
investment banking is so bad that you can't work weekends, or that you have to work weekends.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I've been caught a few times at that place, just given the, given the small size of the group.
Got it.
And so yeah, I got fired from that job.
Okay, but that was a blessing.
It was a blessing in disguise. I threw an absolute fit when I got fired. threw a temper tantrum.
Gotta hear this story. Was this like Jerry Maguire? Like,
it was just a lot of screaming, a lot of screaming. My director pretty much jumped when he told me, and I kind of got stiffed on my bonus. So there was just a lot of back and forth, and it was not the most pleasant experience.
Not the most professional from the outside.
Right.